Alright, thank you students. In this video we are going to discuss about to find the root of the given equation by what is called fixed point method. So fixed point iteration method, by using this method we are going to find out the root of the given equation. The root of the given equation we can find out. Now what is our aim here is to find out the root of the given equation by using fixed point iteration method. Fixed point iteration method. We are going to solve this problem. Now the formula for fixed point iteration method is the next root xn plus 1 equals f of xn. xn plus 1 equals f of xn. That is what the formula for fixed point iteration method. Now we are going to take one equation, that is x power 3 plus x squared minus 10 equals 0. This is the given equation for us, and we have to find the root of the equation, not by algebraic method, by iteration method. We are going to find the root of the equation. We know what is the root of the equation, right? So we are starting like this. So by what method we are going to solve the problem? By fixed point iteration method. Fixed point iteration method. So the given equation is x cubed plus x squared minus 1 equals 0. Now look at that. This is the equation given to us. X squared plus x cubed plus x squared minus 1 equals 0 is the given equation for us, and we have to find the root of the equation. A root means the value which satisfies this equation. That is, if you put that particular value for x here, then left hand side would be equal to right hand side. That's called the root of the equation. That we'll find now by using what is called fixed point iteration method. That's what we are going to do by now. Now the first step in this method is to find the location of the root. So the given equation x cubed plus x squared minus 1 equals 0, we are writing as f of x equals x cubed plus x squared minus 1. So this given equation we are writing as a polynomial given by f of x equals x cubed plus x squared minus 1. So given equation can be written like this. Now what is our first aim is that to find the location of the root. Location of the root. Now for that we are substituting x equals 0. When we substitute x equals 0, what we are getting, when we put x is equal to 0, we get f of x equals 0 cubed plus 0 squared minus 1. That is 0 plus 0 minus 1 equals minus 1. We get a negative value here. Minus 1 is a negative value. So when x takes a value 0, f gets minus 1, that is negative value. Now put x equals 1. When we put x equals 1, the value of f is 1 cube plus 1 square minus 1 equals 1 plus 1 2 minus 1 plus 1. We are getting, this is a positive value. Okay, so that means what? The value of f, the negative value, and value of f, when it takes 1, it gives positive. Therefore the root of this particular equation must lie between this and this. Okay, the value lies between minus 1 and plus 1. That is, the root of this particular equation lies between minus 1 and plus 1. So we have identified the root of the given equation, and that lies between 0 and 1. Because if you take any one value between 0 and 1, then f gets 0. Therefore that will become the root of the equation. Right. So this is the first step in this particular method, to find the location of the root of the given equation. That is, given equation is x cube plus x square minus 1 equals 0. That we are changing into polynomial as f of x equals x cube plus x square minus 1. Then we are finding the value of f, which gets between minus and plus. So definitely the value between this will be equal to 0, and that 0 will come between any one value of 0 1. Therefore the root lies between this 0 and 1. That's what the first step. Coming to the second step, the checking for iteration. So we must note that there is a condition that absolute value of g of x must to be less than 1. This condition should satisfy. Okay, then only the iteration is possible. So what condition? The condition is that absolute value of g of x must to be less than 1. This condition should be satisfied, then only iteration is possible. So we are moving towards to prove that. Now look at this. The proof goes like this. First of all, I will minimize, then only it is better to understand that. Now the given equation can be written like this. This is what the given equation. Am I correct? Look at that. Yeah, this is what x cube plus x square minus 1 equals 0. That is what given to us, and this we are writing like this. Yes, it is possible. Take one x outside, then this will, we can write this like this: x squared outside, x plus 1, which equals 1. This one you bring this side 1. From this, x squared, divide both sides by x plus 1, you will get this step. Am I correct? Right. From this, take the square root both sides, you will get x equals 1 divided by square root of x plus 1. This is x square equals 1 by x plus 1. Take the square root both sides, the square root and this will get cancelled. Here 1 divided by square root of x plus 1. So this we are taking as g of x. This is what g of x we are taking. This x we are taking as g of x. So remember what we have to prove? We have to prove that absolute value of g of x must to be less than 1. That's what we have to prove. Okay, let us prove that. Now yes, g of x. So this x we are taking as g of x, therefore g of x equals 1 divided by square root of x plus 1. This can be written as you bring this up, you will get x plus 1 to the power 1 by 2. That is, in the denominator we can write x plus 1 to the power 1 by 2. If you take this to the numerator, this will become x plus 1 to the power minus 1 by 2. So what we have to prove is this. Sorry, I forgot that. This is what we have to prove. Okay, now g dash of x. G dash of x is less than 1. That's what we have to prove. G dash of x is less than 1. That's what we have to prove. And wrongly I said that previously, absolute value of g of x must be less than 1. That's what wrongly I said. So sorry for the mistake. Now what we have to prove? Absolute value of g dash of x must be less than 1. That's what we have to prove. That's what our aim here. So come back here. So now g of x is 1 by square root of x plus 1. That can be written like this. Now I am differentiating this. Okay. So differentiating this, we know about the differentiation formula. What is that? D by dx of sorry, let me take the letters somewhat smaller. Okay, smaller. That is x to the power, that is d by dx of x to the power n equals n into x to the power n minus 1. This is what the formula. Okay, that formula we are using here. This minus 1 by 2 comes here, n into x plus 1 to the power n minus 1 by 2 minus 1 here. Okay, that's what you have to remember. So that formula is applied here. This 1 by 2 coming before x plus 1 to the power n into n minus 1. So n is minus 1 by 2, minus 1 is this. You simplify this, you will get minus 1 by 2. This you bring down, you will get x plus 1 to the power 3 by 2. Is it clear? Yes, x square can be written like this. Then this x taking square root both sides will get this, and this we are taking as g of x. Therefore g of x equals this, and the denominator we can write it as x plus 1 to the power 1 by 2. If you take this numerator, you will get this. Now differentiating this by using the formula, we will get n, that is minus 1 by 2 x plus 1 to the power n minus 1, and if you simplify that, minus 1 by 2 will come down. You bring this to the power x plus 1 to the power minus 3 by 2, bring denominator, you will get this. Okay, yes. Now let us look at that. Now I am taking the absolute, both sides I am taking the absolute value. When I take the absolute value, look at that, very close look of that. This is what g dash of x equals 1 by 2 into x plus 1 to the power 3 by 2. Take absolute value both sides. Okay, you take absolute value both sides. Definitely this value will be less than 1. for which values this absolute value is less than 1. Look at that, for this between 0 and 1. Okay, that is, if you put the value between 0 and 1 here, then definitely this value will be less than 1. Between 0 and 1, the location of the root that we have found out just before, MCAT, the location of the root between 0 and 1 we have found out. So if you substitute that value here, definitely that will be less than 1. So which is the indication that we can go further. So iteration is possible. Iteration is possible. POSSI, possible. Iteration is possible here because the condition is satisfied. Which condition is satisfied? This absolute value of g dash of x is less than 1. Therefore, the condition is satisfied. Therefore, iteration is possible. Now, what is the next step? Step number 3. Step number 3. So, where is that? Step number 3 is here. Okay, step number 3. That is iteration step. So in this iteration step, let us maximize so that you understand very clearly. Now what's the formula? I already told you that the iteration formula by fixed point iteration method is the next approximation, that is xn plus 1 would be equal to xn plus 1 equals f of xn. So in the function put xn, then you will get the next value. That is what the fixed point iteration formula. In 2 mark questions they may ask this. Write down the formula for fixed point iteration method. This is the corresponding formula. Now let us come back here. This is iteration formula that we have just look at that. Here xn plus 1 equals g of xn. Now I take n is equal to 0, then the formula would be like this. When n is equal to 0 in this particular formula, so x0 plus 1 equals g of x naught. That's what you are getting here. So n becomes 0, you will get x1 equals g of x naught. Here n is equal to 0 x naught. Now x naught I am taking as 0.8. x naught, that is initial approximation, I am taking as 0.8. Okay, so you may ask me the question why I have taken this initial value as 0.8. the initial value 0.8 எப்படி எடுத்தேன் அப்படின்னு நீங்க question கேட்கலாம். Okay, now go back to the location of the roots. முதலியே நமக்கு தெரியும் the location of the root is between 0 and 1. Okay, location of the root is 0 and 1. 0 and 1. 0 and 1. That is the location. Am I correct? இப்போ இந்த இடத்துல absolute value of f of 0 எடுங்க, absolute value of f of 1 எடுத்தீங்கன்னா அது எப்படி இங்கே வரும் அப்படின்னா, அதுக்கு absolute value எடுத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா 1. So 1 is less than 1 அப்படின்னு வருது. So the root must lie very close to 1. Okay, so any value you can take between 0 and 1 as the initial approximation. initial approximation இருக்கு இல்லையா, இது வந்து இந்த ரூட்டை நம்ம லொக்கேட் பண்ணோம் இல்லையா, இதுக்கு இடையில எது வேணாலும் நாம எடுத்துக்கலாம். Okay, 0.56 or 0.2, whatever it may be, we can take. I take as 0.8. Now, so the initial approximation I have taken as 0.8. So the x0 என்கிற இடத்துல நான் 0.8 போட்டேன். Okay, so அதுதான் என்ன, xn plus 1 is equal to g of x0. அதாவது x1 is equal to g of x0. Therefore x1 will be equal to g of x0. x0 is what? 0.8. am I getting a g of 0.8? but what is the function g of x? we go back and see there, you will see that the function g of x is equal to 1 divided by square root of x plus 1. g of x equals 1 by square root of x plus 1. Okay, g of x அப்படிங்கிற என்ன function? 1 by square root of x plus 1. அப்போ g of 0.8 அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு என்ன வேல்யூ வரும் அப்படின்னா 1 divided by square root of 0.8 plus 1 அப்படின்னு வரும். Okay, right, இதை simplify பண்ணீங்க அப்படின்னா you will get 0.7454. so the first approximation is 0.7454. the initial approximation என்னென்ன வச்சிருக்கோம் 0.8 நாம எடுத்துட்டோம் அப்படின்னா அந்த வேல்யூவை இங்கே நாம சப்ஸ்டிட்யூட் பண்ணோம்னா x1 கிடைக்கும். so x1 is equal to g of 0.8. g னுடைய ஃபங்க்ஷன் எப்படி டிஃபைன் பண்ணிருக்கோம்னா 1 divided by square root of x plus 1 டிஃபைன் பண்ணிருக்கோம். so g of 0.8 னா xங்கிற பிளேஸ்ல 0.8 ன்னு சப்ஸ்டிட்யூட் பண்ணணும். so 0.8 plus 1 denominatorல ஸ்கொயர் ரூட் எடுத்தா 0.7454. this is the first approximation. இப்போ second approximation எப்படி கிடைக்கும் அப்படின்னா இந்த g குள்ள first approximation போட்டீங்கன்னா second approximation கிடைக்கும். அதுதான் இந்த ஃபார்முலா. am I correct? g of n plus 1 is equal to g of x1. அப்போ g of x1 இங்கே போட்டா you will get x2. so x2 equals g of x1. so x1 is what? x1 equals 0.7454. so x2 is equal to g of 0.7454. but how g is defined? it is defined like this: g of x equals 1 by square root of x plus 1. so அந்த வேல்யூ இங்கே அப்ளை பண்ணீங்கன்னா 1 divided by square root of 0.7454 plus 1 வரும். இதை நாம simplify பண்ணா 0.7569 அப்படின்னு வரும். so இப்போ 0.7569 g போட்டோம்னா நமக்கு third approximation கிடைக்கும். third approximation x3 equals g of x2. what is x2? x2 is 0.7569. so again by the definition of g we'll get 1 by square root of x plus 1. இங்க xங்கிற இடத்துல 0.7569 இருக்கு. so இங்க substitute பண்ணிருங்க. substitute பண்ணி plus 1 add பண்ணீங்கன்னா we are getting 0.7544. 0.7544 you will get. right, now இங்க இடம் இல்லாதனால நான் இங்கே போட்டுக்கிறேன் x4. so x4 is equal to what? g of x3. so x3 is what here? 0.7544. so x4 equals g of x3. so 0.7544 by the definition of g, 1 divided by square root of x plus 1. so 1 divided by square root of 0.7544 plus 1, we get the value of x4 as 0.7550. now what is x5? x5 equals g of x4. by this particular formula xn plus 1 equals g of x1 x 5 னா இங்கே என்ன வரும் 4 வரும் ஸோ 5 னா இங்கே 4 னுடைய வேல்யூ x4 னுடைய வேல்யூ இங்கே போட்டால் by definition of g ல 1 divided by square root of 0.7550 plus 1 வரும் அதை simplify பண்ணால் இது வரும் சரி இப்போ x6ங்கிறது என்ன அப்படின்னா g of x5 x5 அப்படிங்கிறது 0.7549 இப்போ அந்த வேல்யூ இங்கே போட்டால் x6 என்ன கிடைக்கும் அப்படின்னா g of x5 here is 0.7549 so அதை substitute பண்ணுங்க we will get x6 equals g of 0.7549 அது இடம் இல்லாதனால நான் இப்படி போட்டிருக்கேன் அதை கொஞ்சம் மேக்ஸிமைஸ் பண்ணால் உங்களுக்கு நல்லா தெரியும் okay so g of 0.7549 is equal to 1 divided by square root of 0.7549 plus 1 நமக்கு என்ன வருது அப்படின்னா again the same value is coming here so for x5 also 0.7549 x6 also 0.7549 therefore this will give us because this that is x1 x2 x3 approaches to okay what we understand is that x1 and x2 and x3 all are approaches to 0.7549 அதுக்கப்புறம் நம்ம என்ன வேல்யூ கண்டுபிடிச்சாலும் சரி x7 x8 x7 இதுக்கப்புறம் x7 x8 x9 எதை கண்டுபிடிச்சாலும் அதனுடைய வேல்யூ என்னவா இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா 0.7549 அப்படின்னு இருக்கும் okay so the problem is like this so this type of problem we call it as fixed point iteration problem fixed point iteration problem so இதில் என்ன ஸ்டெப் அப்படின்னா இந்த ஈக்குவேஷன் இங்கே கொடுத்துருவாங்க they will give the equations like this from this equation we have to make first step is that we have to find the location of the root அதுக்கு substitute பண்ணுங்க x is equal to 0 substitute பண்ணுங்க first அப்புறம் x is equal to 1 substitute பண்ணுங்க x is equal to 2 substitute பண்ணுங்க ஒரு இடத்துல இந்த சைன் மாறும் நெகட்டிவ்ல இருந்து பாசிட்டிவ் வரும் ஸோ இதுக்கு இடையில தான் அதாவது 0,1 அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு இடையில தான் நமக்கு என்ன இருக்கும் இந்த ரூட் இருக்கும் அதை ஃபஸ்ட்டு லொக்கேஷன் பண்ணிடணும் அதுக்கப்புறம் கொடுத்துருக்கிற அந்த ஈக்குவேஷனை நம்ம என்ன பண்ணணும்னா மாற்றி எழுதணும் அதாவது g of x மாதிரி நம்ம மாற்றி எழுதணும் அதாவது x அந்த டைப்பில் நம்ம எழுதணும் x based on what that's what we have to write okay அது மாற்றிட்டு அது g of xன்னு வச்சுக்கணும் அந்த g of x ஃபஸ்ட் டெரிவேட்டிவ் கண்டுபிடிக்கணும் அந்த டெரிவேட்டுக்கு absolute value கண்டுபிடிக்கணும் that absolute value must be less than 1 அப்படின்றா தான் iteration is possible otherwise iteration is impossible okay அது satisfy ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா நம்ம iterationல இறங்கிடலாம் iterationல இறங்கணும்னா அந்த ஃபார்முலா என்னன்னா xn plus 1 equals g of xn அதுதான் iteration formula okay அப்போது if n is equal to 0 அப்படி நான் வச்சுக்கிறேன்னா இந்த இடத்துல 0 வந்துடும் அப்போ x1 is equal to g of x 0ன்னு வந்துடும் இப்போ இனிஷியல் வேல்யூவை 0.8 அப்படின்னு எடுத்துக்கணும் நான் எப்படி இங்கே எடுத்தேன் அப்படின்னா இந்த லொக்கேஷன் நம்ம பார்த்தோம் இது அதனுடைய லொக்கேஷன் எமக்காட் லொக்கேஷன் எங்கே இருக்குது 0,1 இந்த ரூட் லொக்கேஷன் 0,1 இருக்குது அதனால நான் 0.8ன்னு எடுத்துட்டேன் நீங்கள் 0.5 எடுக்கலாம் 0.6 எடுக்கலாம் 0.2 எடுக்கலாம் ஆனால் அப்படிலாம் எடுத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா உங்களுக்கு என்ன ஆகும் போச்சு அவுட்டு வெயிட் ப்ளீஸ் okay. இப்போ 0 and 1 இதுக்கு இடையில நான் 0.8 அப்படிங்கிறத எடுத்துருக்கிறேன். x0 அப்படிங்கிற 0.8ன்னு. நீங்கள் என்ன பண்ணலாம், இது வேணால் எடுக்கலாம். 0.2125 இதெல்லாம் எடுக்கலாம். எடுத்தால் இந்த ஐட்ரேஷன் அதிகமாகிட்டே போகுங்க. இங்கே ஐட்ரேஷன் x6குள்ளே முடிச்சிருச்சு. இங்கே 0.5ல் எடுத்திங்கன்னா x6, x7, 8, x9 எல்லாம் போகும். அப்போ தான் லாஸ்ட்டில் உங்களுக்கு 0.7549 அப்படின்னு வரும். சரி, இங்கே நான் அந்த இனிஷியல் வேல்யூவை 0.8 அப்படின்னு எடுத்துட்டேன். புரிஞ்சுதா? அப்போது x0ங்கிற இடத்துல நான் 0.8 போட்டேன். இப்போ x1 எனக்கு கிடைக்கும். ஓகே, ஸோ x1 will be equal to g of x0. அந்த x0 0.8ன்னு அதை எடுத்துட்டேன். therefore x1 I will get. இது g of 0.8 அப்படிங்கிறது இங்கே g of xங்கிறது 1 divided by square root of x plus 1. அதனால இந்த இடத்துல நம்ம என்ன பண்ணணும்னா 1 divided by square root of x, that is 0.8 plus 1. இது சிம்பிளிஃபை பண்ணால் இது வரும். இந்த வேல்யூக்கு இங்கே போட்டிங்கன்னா x2 வரும். x2 வேல்யூக்கு இங்கே போட்டால் x3 வரும். x3 வேல்யூ தூக்கி இங்கே போட்டால் x4 வேல்யூ வரும். x4 வேல்யூ தூக்கி இங்கே போட்டால் x5 வேல்யூ வரும். x5 வேல்யூ தூக்கி இங்கே போட்டால் x6 வேல்யூ வரும். இது எது வரைக்கும் நம்ம இதே மாதிரி போகணும் அப்படின்னா இந்த வேல்யூவில் it must come equal. அதாவது அந்த வரிசையாக வர்ற அந்த வேல்யூஸ் வந்து converges to some point. ஓகே, அந்த என்ன பாயிண்ட் நம்ம பார்க்கணும். ஸோ x5ம் 0.7549, x6ம் 0.7549. ஸோ all these x1, x2, x3 are converges to 0.7549. That's what we understand. So this is a solution for our problem. Okay, so no step number 4. okay, step number 4 நான் எழுத முடிட்டேன். so that also we have to write step number 4. so you take that, I will write here. So I will write here. So step number 4 is that the solution. That is step number 4, the solution. So the root of the equation is a solution for us. So root of the given equation is, what is the root of the given equation? Root of the given equation. Root is, what is the root? Yes, this is 0.7549. 0.7549. 0.7549. 7549 is the root of the equation. This is the root of the equation. So this is a way we can solve any problem by what is called fixed point iteration method. We can solve this type of problem. Okay, thank you very much for being with me for the past half an hour. Thank you.